Hey everyone, my name is Dr. Sandy, and today we're going to talk about how your posture is your power. It really is a huge contribution of how you're going to feel, how you operate, and how much vitality you have. So we're going to jump into it. If you're watching for the first time, my name is Dr. Sandy. I am absolutely honored to say me and my team have now won multiple awards for being the best chiropractor in Mississauga and Peel region, and it's because we focus on our patients. We want them to feel their absolute best by working with gentle, natural chiropractic care. So let's just jump into it. So there's three major causes that put stress on the spine, which is a physical, chemical, and emotional. And before I even get into some fundamentals, what causes posture, why is posture even important? So when we look at it, our parents probably told us growing up, or maybe family friends, they probably mentioned to you that, sit up straight, stand up straight, and we want to look our best. So we already know that someone who displays good health would usually have good posture, but that's just a tip of the iceberg. If you actually look at it, posture is huge for function in the body. So anytime we have poor posture, what we're finding out now is that it literally affects brain function, like we're talking your mood, your concentration. It affects lung capacity, breathing capacity. It affects digestive health. And then obviously chronically being in a poor posture state can cause things like headaches, neck pain, tension in the body, pain throughout the body, especially around the spine. Honestly, and obviously if we have that poor posture, that's going to accelerate the aging process. We're going to cause more damage to the muscle groups, more damage to the joints. If there's any type of arthritic activity, it's just going to get accelerated. So this is something to be taken very seriously. Posture is critical. And with this information, I want you to apply it to yourself, but please, your family, friends, and especially if you have children, educate them. Let them get those good habits now, because I want to make sure as they get older, they don't have these health issues that really could be avoided. So what are the things that cause a breakdown in posture? What are the big things? So obviously the big thing I think we can all relate to right now is people are on their phones for a long period of time. They go to work, they're on a computer, they work from home, whatever. So computers and phones, huge in this generation. So we're seeing tons of people with that poor posture, constant input of what we don't want, which is that forward head posture going forward. And again, we're talking headaches, pain, tension, trouble focusing, not being at your best. It's causing a breakdown process and it has to stop. So a simple thing we can do is just with our posture, looking all the way up, always thinking that if my body's going this way all day, what are the things that we can do that are in the opposite direction? So a great stretch, if you could do every half an hour, hourly, at least on your lunch if you're super busy, just literally just doing the opposite and holding. Maybe starting with that, maybe 5-10 seconds, maybe 20-30 seconds if you can tolerate it. Another option would be if you feel like you're a little more healthy and it's not too strenuous, maybe what you could do then is doing reps. So doing, 5-10 reps where the head is just going all the way back. We're doing the opposite. I'm really making an effort with my head going back, my shoulders going back, the chest coming forward, and we just want to expand that area. We want to do the opposite so we can be healthy. So the other thing we should know as well, physically, if you've had old injuries that may be affecting the way your body is moving, maybe it's not moving the way it should be, we want to be aware of that. Heavy backpacks, carrying that heavy load. Again, it can be in adults, but we see it in younger people. That heavy load and that stress on the system can be very detrimental, obviously. So I would say those are some of the major ones physically. Old injuries, but honestly, to summarize, it's that screen time. Like, we got to be aware of it. And technology's here. I'm not saying technology's bad. I think we just have to find ways to work with it and be careful and be mindful as we use it. The other one I would say as well is your diet. So if your diet is highly processed food that is inflammatory, what that can do is, if you already have poor posture, it's causing inflammation. And literally, if you're not getting the nutrients you need, it can weaken muscle groups, which will cause more problems, poor posture. So we want to make sure we're nourishing the body correctly, we're drinking water, we're putting in the proper nutrients so we have healthy muscle fibers, so the body's firing the way it should. And again, water is so huge for the brain, the nerve system, for the muscle groups. So really look at your diet. As you always know, I always recommend avoiding things that are inflammatory or stressful on the body. So minimizing caffeine, avoiding alcohol, because these are all things that just put more stress on the system, and just avoiding those kind of things. So we should always be mindful of that, because again, just weakened, inflamed muscles, which we don't need. And then the big one I would say as well is emotional stress. So maybe that could be family related, professionally related, chronically being under stress. And you can imagine that, right? You're kind of like, how does stress affect it? Well, if we're stressed, what can happen is the neck can get tight, shoulders can go up, shoulders can go forward, and you're moving in this forward type position. And the body is just under stress. There's tension. Things are not moving right. So now you start to see the big picture, and you start to say, wait a minute, are you saying, Dr. Sandy, if I'm using my computer all day, if I have stress, if I have a poor diet, that's affecting my posture? 100%. And these are things you always have to think, yes, you'll benefit when you start working on it now, but I want to make sure you have a good foundation as you get older into the future. We don't want to see older people going forward like this. That can have been prevented, where if they took care of themselves years ago, decades ago, they can go into those golden years, they can get older and feel their absolute best. So we're going to be doing the stretches. We're going to make sure our diet is good, healthy food, eating protein, the fruits and veggies, of course, obviously the water, as I mentioned, and also then for the stress. What do we do for stress? So again, big fan of the prayer, the meditation, journaling, deep breathing exercises, maybe listening to music, whatever it is for you, but taking that time to rest, getting enough sleep. These are great ways to manage stress and our emotional health, and it pays off in so many ways. And the biggest thing, obviously, with this video that I'm making, it really helps your posture. So I hope this video was valuable. One thing I'm also going to mention as well is that if you are exercising and going to the gym, trying to do exercises, one of the things I tell my patients as well, those large exercise balls, if you're lying on that and just going backwards in the gym, really opens up that area. And then being mindful, if you are doing any type of weight training, trying to do exercises that expand this area. We want to avoid exercises coming in. We want more extension. We want that more backwards type motion. So if you're listening to this video, if you or someone you care about is dealing with posture issues, that's what chiropractors specialize in. If you have a question about that, give us a call at 905-896-3393. Visit us on the web at gopowerflow.com. And then if you're ready to take the next step, we actually offer a free spinal checkup, full history. I'll physically check the spine, and then we have a special computer that does an analysis of the spine and nerve system, and we can tell you what's going on, where do you need help, and give you options from there. So we'd love to be there for you. My name's Dr. Sandy. Any questions you have for you or a family member or friend, we're at 905-896-3393. We'd be honored to serve you and get you healthy. And as always, God bless you.